Hello everybody, welcome back and thank you so much for the support on episode 1 of our new city build, and things continue at a pace today with your excellent viewer suggestions that I've been combing through to improve what we've already built. Plus we have a fantastic name for our new city which we're going to get right to in a moment. There were so many name suggestions. I've been compiling a list and I'm going to be dipping in and out of that list for districts and different things that we want to name. Plus we have a new mod that I'm going to show you as well, which I think you're going to enjoy. And we've had a game update since I last played too, which has got 2 excellent fixes to the game, which I'll be very interested to see how they do. So if you're looking forward to today's video, then grab a cup of tea, sit back and relax as we dive into, well, why don't I let you know the chosen name right now? With exactly 400 votes on this comment, it is Biscuit Bay from Victoria Emerson Haynes, 2756. Thank you so much for your suggestion. So sit back and relax as we dive into Biscuit Bay. So I think with a brand new name like Biscuit Bay, which absolutely suits this area, I love it. Thank you so much for that suggestion, Victoria. If anybody out there is graphically inclined and able to do maybe a logo or a very sort of smooth, very short introduction motion graphic or something like that. I know a lot of people always say they want to help out with things like that. Well, now is your opportunity. Maybe jump onto my Discord, which is linked below, and I should set up a thread on there or something where you could submit them. But that would be absolutely fantastic. So maybe within the next couple of episodes, we could get that sorted. So we've had an update. We're at 1.5.9 F1 or something like that, which has basically, let's just slow down things a little bit, brought 2 fixes to the game, one of them being the shadows. So before, when you dipped up and down like this, you used to get a very obvious sort of shadow jump. But now, as I'm moving around, it looks absolutely brilliant. And there used to be a horrendous flicker when you were in cinematic mode. But as we can see from the opening cinematic, which I use, there is no shadow flicker at all. I'm absolutely loving that change. Iceflake Studios, thank you so much. The other change involves traffic. So basically, we all know on a junction such as this, you have, let's pop that in there and reset that to vanilla. So you have U-turns like these dotted lines here. You have unsafe turns as well. Now, the cost of U-turns was 0. So cars would always put that into their calculations, their traffic AI, as people like to call it, and say, if I want to get from this side to this side, it doesn't cost me any more to do a quick UE here. And that would cause all sorts of problems. They've also, I believe, slightly changed lane changing as well. This is a smaller city, but I think in our next traffic fix video, we'll see whether that's made a big difference. But hopefully that's good, because it will mean we don't always have to remove the unsafe and the U-turns if they're at a higher cost for people. So we're going to leave that on. We might still see them, but it will be less often, which is good. So they were basically the 2 big fixes in the latest update. But also we had some fantastic viewer suggestions, so let's get to implementing some of those. So the first one's from Bodil Hob 9722. I can't help but spot a missed opportunity to make the Falcon Ridge Lane pedestrian street continue and curve down to the water. We need to get rid of a few houses to do that, but an excellent idea. Also, some of the stores are facing the road instead of the pedestrian street. Well, let's have a quick look at that. And this is Falcon Ridge pedestrian lane that runs through there. I think that is an excellent upgrade to bring it down into here. First picker of the episode. And I don't think the 2 houses that disappeared mind that. And that is an excellent addition. We're going to leave the traffic lights there for crossing. I feel like we want to add some traffic lights here as well, as a lot of people are going to be coming and going. And also some of the shops are facing the wrong way, so I'm just going to check along here, and I'm also going to remove out a couple of extra petrol stations pop in. I've got the one at the end here. I don't mind that one in the middle of the community. We've got this one up here as well. Actually, I'm going to remove them all, I think, because we've got that large one up there, and then just check the shops are facing the right way. Yeah, do you know what? I've changed that up and I'm not really feeling it because there's so many other parking options added in the buildings themselves, and we added parking around the back here, which is something else I'm just going to adjust as well. So I think what we're going to do is just redo this commercial in here. And something you may be noticing is as I hover over, we've got a different color which has been added. That is one of the mods that I've added to this build. So let me just delete all of these first. There we go. We'll have a blank canvas like that. I'm also going to change the way this parking goes, because at the minute it has the parking away from the shop. So we want the parking facing against the shop. So basically just going to turn that road around the other way. There we go. We'll add that back into there as well. The mod that I'm talking about before we fill this back up again is up the top here. Hover, colors, highlights, and opacity. Mochi's blue scrubber. So when I think that's what's turning the yellow, unless that's Better Bulldozer that's added that. But when you hover over a building, let's have a look down here. We have this blue outline, which I've never really liked. It's not my favorite shade of blue. I don't know what it is, but you've got some options where we can change this. So we can pick any color, opacity, whatever that we like to go onto here, which is absolutely brilliant. And we can change how in your face it is as well. We can change how, yeah, bright, the fill, everything. I love it. So we've got that one there. This is a color I picked out. I thought I was going to try. So just to compare, this is the original. This is red themed because why not? That's the channel. There's also a black one in here that you can barely see, but I do want to see it. So we're going to have that. We've also got this option here, which is the fill. So if I put that on 100%, you'll see what that does. So I'm going to leave that as it is. We can also change the guideline opacity, which I don't think I'm going to fiddle with that. So that's basically when you're building a road, all those little white guidelines that pop out, the dashed and dotted lines, we can just make those invisible if you hate them. They're still there, but they're invisible. You can make them more visible. And then you've got some changes you can make to hide service boundaries and also district overlays. But yeah, I'm fine with how that's working. So I think we're going to change this color here, the hover color, to red. Let me know what you think. I think it's definitely less in your face. So we are going to fill this with waterfront shops instead. I've selected here lot depth 4, building level 1. I'm just going to randomly place a load of these and we'll see what these look like. I believe they've got less parking and I've got my random key set. Excellent. And we are going to face them towards the pedestrian street. Let's just make sure that we have no zoning on the outside. I don't think we do. No, we're good to go. Yep. I think Better Bulldozer has just changed the overlay colour. Unless it's a side effect of the hover colour mod, I don't know. I will pass that on and let them know. Okay, there we go. Let's just take a wander down this street. And, I definitely think that is much, much better. No odd parking off the pedestrian street. Looking very cool. Let's just race through here. Very good. Hopefully all these businesses will move in again soon and we don't have a problem with our commercial demand. Very, very good. Thank you for that suggestion. Another item that was mentioned quite a lot was the lumpies and bumpies that we've got along the front here. It was also mentioned that maybe this road was a little bit too big for alongside the coast, and I've got to agree, a 4-lane road here does feel slightly big. So let's see if we can just change up this quay wall to a smaller, more manageable road and flatten it out as well. So we've got a couple of options. I'm definitely going to go with the 2-way road, but I think we've got that one there with the brick look wall at the front. We've got this one here, which has the same sort of rib that we had on the other one. And then we've got this one here, which has a slightly different look to it, which you can see the ground is creeping up there. I've got to be honest, I quite like the brick one. I think that gives... I think it's a toss-up between the brick one and this one. I tell you what, I'm going to put in this one. I'll tell you why. I think that's going to look too white from a distance all the way along, but I like the detail of that one. So let's do that. There we go. I think that's much, much nicer. I'm not quite sure what happened with this one here. Let's just try and do this one again. There we go. That's good. And we'll just do a little bit of work on the landscaping as well. And then probably what I should have done before doing that, let's just pick that piece there again. Have we upgraded this one? Yeah, it's just got it small. Is leveled them out. So we'll worry about that pipe in a minute. I'm going to use the slope tool here. Yeah, we'll get the right one. And we're just going to see if we can make this all a little bit flatter and slopier. And for some reason, there's no nodes in the middle there. Well, that's really helpful. Oh, there we go. The nodes are appearing. I might just go from one end to the other if it lets me and see what we get. How did that work out? Is everything looking nice and slopey? Oh, I think that is much, much better. Unfortunately, when you add a pedestrian road here, it changes the road back to what it... That is really weird. It just changes it to a different one altogether. And there doesn't seem to be a way to adjust that, which is very, very odd. That to me seems like a little bit of a bug. I think I'll pass that on and hopefully we'll get that fixed in a future change. We've probably got, oh, do you know the way around it? Add a roundabout in. That is always the solution. Let's pick this roundabout. Problem solved. Just need to line up some of the houses a little bit better. There we go. Excellent. Yep, and everybody's connected with water as well. Very good. And finally, along the frontier, before we move on, I'd like to make wider paths. So we stop parking right on the outside here, and it's just going to encourage walking along there as well. Be a little bit safer and nicer for people to come enjoy the views of our Biscuit Bay. There we go. Looking great. So one of the biggest issues that we face at the moment is making money. Now, we do have some commercial demand and industrial demand as well. And with only just these shops here in Birdsong Glade, which is now going to be called Brewington. Thank you very much, Mr. T Big, for that name suggestion. I think we need some more shops at the other end of Brewington over here. So let's find an area where that is going to help. And I'm just looking and seeing this little spot here and think this would be perfect for some more shops. There we go, a few more shops added. I'm thinking that this would just go perfectly right on the corner here. Let's just pop that there. Fleur de Tay, very good. And we can do a little bit of work, I think, on expanding this into the area that we've got here. I really do like these waterfront shops. They fit really well and they don't come with their own parking, which just suits these sort of little areas here. And that is definitely helping our money situation. So why don't we just expand a little bit and try and add a few more shops in a couple of other locations here. We've got a lot of offices and schools and other services and businesses here. And this little space, I think, would be perfect for our final set of shops. Well, for the moment anyway, of course. There we go. We just placed a few trees along there just to protect the noise from the schools and the other stuff that we've got going on. I'm just wondering whether, is this the denser trees version of that? No, it isn't. It's just the standard 2-lane road. We have a 2-lane road denser tree. Let's just see what difference that makes. Perhaps if we just add that one in there. We'll upgrade with the grass, upgrade with the tree. Already we can see we're getting some more trees in there, which is fantastic. Yeah, that is what I want in there. So let's do that all the way along. Excellent, much better. Now, while we are here, all the money's getting better. We're working on it, While we're here, I just want to upgrade the school, because one of the problems I have noticed is our school pipeline is struggling. Elementary school covered, high school not so much covered. So one of these buildings here, not the Nova, the EE High School, will actually have an extension wing for 200 extra students. So we're going to plot that one in there. I don't think that's going to completely take care of it, but it will help a little bit at the moment. And then we do need to add a college in as well, which I'm thinking we're going to place a little bit further down in our city. And a couple of other things that our city is struggling from as the money bounces up and down. Infoloom by Brucey Boy, a fantastic game, because a fantastic mod, because when you're playing your game and you adjust your tax rates, which we put up in the last episode, sometimes it's not very easy to see that your buildings can be empty. So we're going to just take a quick look at our residential menu. And as you can see over here, we just run the game for a second, let the figures update and pause again. We want to check the empty properties. So at the minute, we have lots of demand. All the buildings are filled, no empty properties, which is good. Probably means we could raise the residential tax rate a little bit. We'll have a look at that in a second. We have the commercial menu as well. So let's just run the game and pause it again. Again, there's no propertyless companies, but we do have 78 unoccupied buildings. Some of those will be the ones that we put down already, but probably we don't have that many commercial buildings. So we're losing some money. And we're also going to just check the industrial before we jump on. There we go. And we'll just run the game and pause again. And again, we have some unoccupied buildings. So the reason that is, if we just jump over here, like we said, our tax rate is too high. So I'm going to drop that down to a more reasonable 13%. I might just do that with the office as well. And initially that will look like we're going to lose a load of money. But what I want to see is some of our buildings filling up again. So let's just keep an eye on our unoccupied commercial buildings and see what a difference that makes if we run on 3 speed. I just popped the industrial and office demand up here and we can see those buildings filling up, which is nice. Just a couple of unoccupied ones. Our commercial one, I think that might just take a little bit of time to balance out. I am just going to drop that again down. Let's pop that to 10%, just see if we can encourage more moving in. What we can also check, if we just click on our city icon over here, this gives us some excellent information on the problems. They want more private motoring, higher gas station demand. Yeah, so I think maybe it's the type of zoning that we've used, and we might need to just zone some different type of commercial in and then just see how that goes. Let's just give that a go along the front over here. We're just going to go for some standard commercial North American zoning, boink, and see what happens. If I was a betting man, I think all of these are going to end up being gas stations, but if that is the demand at the moment, we might just have to live for it. Live with it at the moment. As things expand in our city, we won't notice this as much, but yeah, we've just popped down here and have a look again. Local demand is low at the moment for commercial, so I think we'll just move on. There we go, look at that. They are piling up for the gas stations. Well, if that helps us expand our city, we'll just go with it. So where are we going to expand to next? I would like to add, I thought we added the police station last time. Did I set it only to this zone? I bet I did. Let's just check. No, we don't have a police station. Okay, let's find one maybe that can fit into our little service area over here. Well, that'll be none at the moment because we have no money at all. Excellent. Well, we really want to get up to Grand Village, so let's see if we can expand our way into that. Ah, there we go. Money is coming in as we've hit fall, or autumn as we call it in this side of the world, and everything is looking beautiful. I still have to have enough money to add the alleys in. I will do that momentarily. Also, I want to get rid of this nasty sewage outlet because people are living right next to it, and as we expand, it's just going to get worse. I have been reliably informed that the NL water tower, the Netherlands water tower, with an upgrade can actually deal with sewage as well. So as soon as we get enough money, which I'm hoping will be once we hit the next milestone, then I'm going to replace this one over here and get rid of that nasty sewage outlet down there. And I'm just wondering whether to help with that, we've got the rock musician mansion, which is going to give us a load of XP. And if we just sort of place that a little bit back from the road here, then his garden is going to be looking right out over the bay. What I want is the snapping turned off, if you don't mind, so we can get a little bit of distance there. There we go. Excellent. Milestone unlocked. Tiny town, loads of money, loads of points, loads of squares. Woo! And an auto garage. Oh, excellent. I like that. New signature building available. Very nice. Then we've got some other EU things. The lobster trail, a steakhouse. Excellent. Let's just make sure that's connected up correctly. It has. So let's just pause 1 second. Before we do anything else, we are going to delete that. Yes, thank you kindly. We are going to grab this one here, which is going to snap to that and look absolutely amazing. And then I believe there's an upgrade for it. Have I placed the wrong one? Dang it. It was the French one. Oh, that's going to cost us some money. Let's do the French water tower. Pop that in there. Looks like it needs a bit of road connection. We'll work on that in a moment. Ah, here we go. Filtration system. Let's add that on as well and connect all of this up and hope that it's enough once we get rid of this to take care of all of our yucky sewage needs. Okay, it's up against Moonflower Lane. Let's just hope we're doing okay. Nobody seems to be complaining. Let's just pop up here and have a look. Plenty of water. Sewage treatment is through the roof. We are definitely going to save a little bit of money on all of that. If I pop that down to 50%, I think that is absolutely fine with both of these that we've got running. Very good, very good. And we're still making money. Nice. Let's just finish off all of these. Now, with the extra money that we've got, I'm really hoping we have enough to take care of the high crime risk. They are really complaining about that. We don't. So we are definitely going to place one of these down. I really like this Poly Police Station, which we have. It's 150,000. Is there anything that's sort of small? Yeah, small. And costs less. And I think maybe we're going to have to just take a loan out to try and keep everybody happy. So what does that give us? 5 jail capacity, 5 cars. That gives us 10 jail capacity and 5 cars. I think for the 100,000 we're gonna have to do it, so let's grab that. Total loan amount 100,000. Let's just pause the game so we don't spend all the money before we've actually spent all the money, and we are going to pop that over here. There we go. That should fit perfectly in there. Now I'm wondering about this red color because it's now harder to see, isn't it? If we place something that shouldn't go in a certain area, I think we're probably going to adjust that colour. All right, let's just see what we can do here. I'm going to see if I can face that up against the side road and maybe just sort of work on that prop. I think that makes it look like it fits in okay, and we are not going to set that to any zone because we've also got some crime up there. So I'm hoping that minus 14 high crime figure is going to drop. It's probably going to take a while for the police cars to drive around and to cover the whole area, which there they go. They are doing. Let's keep an eye on that. Yeah, it's getting better. We're still making some money. I can't complain. So the next thing I want to look at to help us make some more money is our production. So we know we've got a lot of trees coming in, but we're struggling for grain. We're struggling for livestock. So we've got a deficit of both of those. also of carrots as well. Oil and stuff we're going to get into another time. We do have some fertile lands that we're coming across over here. So I'm thinking of making this a nice little farming district. How big is the tile? Thank you for the unnecessary zoom out. We can take 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. Oh man, it's going to cost us. I thought we had... Oh no, I thought we had the ability to buy some tiles without cost, but they've already been used in our starting area. Darn you, map maker, you've done me out of some free tiles. Ah! Okay, well that isn't going to be the way we're going to get out of the money. Let's look at the area that we've already got then. So there's no fertile land, but we've got trees further than the eye can see. So it might be that we need to go for that. And that is basically all we've got here. So no land fertility, no oil or ore deposit or anything like that. Okay, well let's fill up this area then with more forestry, which we can actually export. We can use in industry areas to make things. That is definitely going to help us. So yeah, let's start through the cloud layer over into this area here. Okay, they seem to be working well. We're making a little bit of money from these, which is good. I didn't want to sort of trespass into this area here because I think this is going to be the next zone that we're going to build in. I just wanted to just double check the wind direction again. Yeah, we're okay. So anything we build here isn't going to be affected by our industry area. I've just popped a few more industry buildings down here, which have, yeah, popped up. Some of them are dealing with wood, some of them are dealing with some of the farming things that we've got here. So we've got lots of demand, which I want to fill. And want to get some high density stuff down as well, but not along the front here. So we want to step back a little bit to the other side of the highway and maybe lay out some roads here. Now I'm thinking maybe we're not going to go with the grid so much along here and just sort of try and draw something out by hand to follow the shape that we've got. I'd like to leave these trees in here. So let's see what we can work out. Okay, so when I said I'm not going to make this a grid, I lied. I'd made it a complete grid because now I'm thinking the further we go back from the coast, the denser this is more likely to be, is what my thinking is. But we're going to go for a different type of building down here. So over here, we were using the waterfront buildings, which I think really suit that area well, and the Dutch ones along the front. But I want something a little bit different here, and we've got some high density demand as well. So let's take a look at what we've got. So what I think I'd like, facing towards the water and looking towards these trees, is the Dutch medium density housing. So I'm going to zone some of these along the front here. We're not going to fill up the entire block. So I'm thinking if 3 wide is going to work, and I'm hoping the way I've got this zoning working, it's not touching the road. Okay. I sort of freeformed this grid, and yeah, that's what's going to happen. If I take away that there and add it in back down here, yeah, that's what we need to do. Hang on, let me just sort this. There we go. Excellent. So we're going to go 3 wide along there. I've taken all the zoning off of the roads going north to south, as it were, and the east to west roads have zoning on. Some of them I will adjust as I see fit. And I'm going to do the same over here as well. There we go. Oh, I just have to say, I love these buildings. I think we're going to end up doing the whole block with them. Both sides of these roads, because they just fit absolutely perfectly. So let me fill the rest of these in as well, and hopefully they're going to look just as good once that is all filled in. Of course, now we've got the zone on the front and not on the back. This is the this is the downside to this tool I've had before, because I can now take the zoning off the front and add it to the back like that. I'll have to rezone again, and I think because I've got plop the growables, it isn't actually a problem. So yeah, let me just do that all the way along here then. If you didn't have plop the growables, as soon as I unzoned here, these buildings would disappear. So we're going to sort of go with it, and I've got a right click, haven't I? There we go. And this will work fine for us. And the demand is dropping. So maybe we can have a look at some of the high density buildings. We don't have any... Oh, we do have some Dutch low rent high density buildings. Now that could be nice. Why don't we pick out a specific area for those? I mean, we've got this one here. We could fit 3 or 4 blocks in here of various sizes. So let's do that. That was too big. Let's do that. And we'll have a smaller one there. And the people living here are going to be facing that road. We're definitely going to want some parking in here. Do we have the money? We do. We have some money available. That is all absolutely amazing. Maybe we'll just go for a parking road rather than... Yeah, let's upgrade this way. I'm thinking of adding now a different parking road in rather than that one. Yeah, let's do this. There we go. The parking is right up against the buildings. They're actually extremely small buildings. I thought they were going to be larger. Do you know what? That actually doesn't necessarily mean that's bad, because what we can do is, if I just turn all of those off and just do that, we could grab these buildings and we could do a little thing like this. And we're going to leave some space for some parks and stuff. That could be quite good, and we can definitely decorate around there. How are we looking? Well, we're definitely going to need a new zone over here, which I think at the minute, because of our money situation, or money's going up, because of our money situation, I want all the services to work everywhere. Our schools aren't actually covering this area, and I don't think, yeah, our hearses or anything like that are covering the area at all. I'm just going to take out the operating districts on any of these. So we've got this one down here. Let's take out the operating district on there. Yeah, so it can cover everything. I think that's the best thing to do for now. Whoa! And now we've hit an electricity problem. That is okay, because, oh man, I'm so glad we turned a corner with our money. Whew, excellent, because we've dropped that down. So if I pop that up to 100%, we can actually send some stuff out, I believe, export, and we'll have enough for us. Oh, this is looking great. We are definitely turning a corner. Okay, we seem to have filled our medium density demand. That is fine, because I'm going to add... I think what I'm going to do is earmark maybe the whole of the outside of this section. Or could we just have all of that as medium? If we just have all of that as medium, that could be good. Yeah, maybe have this side as low density, although we're going to get some medium at the front there. Let's try that. Let's go with that. And I do love the Dutch buildings so much, but we don't want to just have them absolutely everywhere. What could be good fitting in here? Maybe let's try some of the Japanese low density residential and just see how they look. And I love the way that they have all sorts of sizes of buildings that just sort of mishmash. Sounds like the wrong word, but let's just get rid of zoning on the side. Yeah, that's good. There we go. But the way they fit in just really works for me. There we go. So we'll do that, and it might be that we can add a few more at the back here as well. I love that we're getting a little bit of weather on this map. Oh, I'm loving the way it's working out. We really need to save up money and look at services in a minute. And we are increasing the money. Excellent. So what I am going to do is I'm going to draw another zone in here. Another district, I should say. We will name it. But at the moment, we're going to keep all of our services covering everywhere. I think I'm going to take that all the way down to here. And take that in, and in fact I might just extend that all the way down and take all of this in as well. There we go, excellent. And the name instead of Pearl Crest is going to be Cupperton. Thank you very much to, I've forgotten your name, Brendan Thomas, for that great suggestion. I like that. I'm a bit distracted by the not enough water that's going on. Yeah, all the water symbols, everyone's freaking out. Hang on a second, we're fine. We're fine. We can just pop that up to 70%. That'll keep us happy for now, and with some extra storage to go. I'd like to finish off by filling in this area over here. Oh, the rain falls mainly on this area over here. I'm thinking we're going to have some sort of park in the middle. We're going to need some schools and stuff. We've got money, so let's just dive in and see what we can do. So I think first of all, because we do have money available to us, I'm going to take the schools that are down here and set them just to this area. So we're going to pause again. We're going to have you just for Brewington. We're going to have you just for Brewington, which you already are. I missed that. And we're going to have you just for Brewington, which you already are. Okay, well, thank you very much. That's fine. Then we can come back and check what that's like. And then we can set up some different schools for Cupperton. Yeah, we're going to go for the Nova Elementary School in here because there's 240 places for 6,000, which is a little bit cheap, but I think we're just gonna own it and have it. So I want this to place. Okay, let's turn off snapping. I'm going to turn that round this way. So I want this one up against this road, and we're going to act as if these are in the same campus. Then we're going to spin that round. But we're going to place it up against this road over here. Oh, I hate wiggling the mouse to try and get things lined up at the side. There we go. So that's 240 in each, I believe it was. Yeah, with no upgrades, but I'm happy with that. And I quite like the colour of this one. Can I copy that and then paste it onto there? Yeah, excellent. There we go. And we're struggling to afford any high schools apart from the Mars High School, which is 80,000, which I think, with the look of this one as well, this actually looks, again, like it's all within the same campus. So I think we're going to remove that there, and then we're going to pop that over this side. Let's actually put that against here. If I turn off the snap-in, bring that back, pop it in the middle. Yeah, that's used all of our money, but we got some spaces there for decoration. Whoop, didn't mean to unpause. And then we're going to set these as in this operating district of Cupperton. There we go. But our services are covering everything. It's just the schools that I'm setting up here. Okay, I'm going to continue following our zoning needs, and then we'll do a little bit of decorating in here as well, and we'll see what population we're going to end up with. Well, that was handy. Unlocking stuff I can't afford. Fantastic. Oh man, this storm is raging. It's absolutely raging. We've got a little bit of a traffic jam going on down here. I'm just wondering if we could change some stuff up. What have we got going on here? We do have traffic lights right here. I would just like a little roundabout on there. We've unlocked roundabouts just so things can keep moving. Let's do that. We're going to take away the crossings that are nearest to the roundabout as well, because we've got a lot of crossings going on. Do we need those two? Probably yes. So we'll leave that, and then we'll just upgrade that as well to the asymmetric 5. All the roads are in a different different order because we've got the denser tree ones here as well. I think that is the same width, isn't it? Yeah, so we can add that in. We're just not going to get the trees down the side, which is a bit of a shame. But we'll go with that. And hopefully that will just solve this traffic coming down here and the ones that are leaving. Yeah, that's fine. But the ones that are leaving are actually getting stuck at the top of the road over here. So let's just nip back on over to here. And the traffic lights, I want to make sure that they are split phase, and we could have a protected left as well. Exclusive pedestrian phase, I don't think so. And then what I might just do, actually, I should have done this first, is upgrade some of these lanes. Do we have... Yes, we do. We've got this one here. Because there's all sorts of different ways to go here. So if I can squeeze that in there. And squeeze that in there. This one we could make asymmetric going the other way. So we're going to pick this road. Pick this road. And make that asymmetric going in. That would work well. We'll make that asymmetric going in. Oh, that was an autosave. I'll quit sippity. There we go. And between all of that, that should be okay. Just make sure that's... Oh, I'll tell you what I want to check. Oh, we're leaving the lane connector tool as it is, aren't we? With all the U-turns and things. Let's watch this for a few minutes. Just to see if we see any nefarious U-turns going on. Yep. We're slowing things down. We've got people crossing over down here, which is not good at all. Let's add a crossing for them. Oh, we need to unlock large roads. Glad I kept some points for that. There we go. Large roads. Excellent. And we can't afford them. What? 30, 25,000? Oh, man. Okay, well, we'll just remember that that's where we want to put some. Traffic's okay there. It's okay there. It's almost going down over here. I'm going to actually stick on a pedestrian phase, I think. So let's grab that. And exclusive pedestrian phase. Save. There we go. Yeah, I think what isn't helping is whatever's going on up here. Because people are coming across and they're getting stuck right here with this traffic light. Okay, let's... Where the heck is my cursor? There it is, found it. Let's turn that one off. We don't really need it. We just want you all to keep going up there. I'm also going to add that into here. Go in the other direction. There we go. So we've got dedicated turning lane there. Yes, we have. So hopefully that will help. And that just means when anybody's coming through here, they've got plenty of places to go to. Yeah, look. And they can just keep moving on. And I really want the money to stop the people crossing. I'm going to have to just do it. We're going to have to get a loan. How much did it actually cost? It was this one here. Let us double check. The cheapest. Well, we don't want the cheapest. We're going to want, like, the biggest. Extra big, aren't we, to get over there. Could we do it with the large? I don't think the large is going to fit. Oh, yeah, the large will just about fit. So that is 30,000. So... let's grab loans. Oh, we've still got a loan. I didn't realise. 150. Yep, that's fine. And then we'll pop this in. Road required. Oh, it's good. It hasn't got the... Can I place it somewhere else and drag it over? Oh, now there we go. That's why I need to change it. Because it's red, I'm thinking, oh, there's a problem here. I can't place it. I can place it, can't I? It's just the red outline thing. Yes, well, we're definitely going to maybe adjust that. Yeah, there's still people crossing the road because people will always be Muppets, but apart from that, the traffic is down to a normal level. So, excellent. Actually, I'll say the people are Muppets, but they're walking around here and then they can't actually get up onto the step. If I put a little connection through here, they would be able to. Let's just grab that and that. It's a bit hard to see in the shadow. If I go, yeah, like so. There we go. Then they'll be able to walk up there and get up and over the top. So let's just keep an eye. And then we'll get some power to this as well, even though it's working quite happily without power. So I want to see somebody walk down here. Anytime. Any minute. Here they come. I can tell. Alright, okay. I'm just going to say it's working. And oh, everybody's running out of power. That's what the problem is. Whoops. Okay, let's just sort that as well. Okay, we don't want to go extra there. So what I think we will do then, has this got any up? We've run all of this off of one wind turbine. I think it's about time that we stretched for a second wind turbine. Can I not pick of the wind turbine? I cannot pick of the wind turbine. We won't do that then. We'll grab another wind turbine. and find somewhere. I mean, we're still working on up the hill in this farm area, which I don't mind too much. 5 point, there's a 5.9. Let's go. So where's the area of that go? There. Yeah, we'll go about there. That'll do, and I think that'll sort us out nicely. And we've hit milestone 6, which couldn't come soon enough because we need the money. 7 Hills residents, very good. Well, next episode, I think we'll be diving into some decoration for the new areas that we've been building today, because we definitely need some more parks and some more parking. But please keep your suggestions coming in the comments. I'll be reading them all. You know I do that because I reply to like 90% of them, and I'll have my notebook in hand to jot down all the best ideas. Thank you to all of my patrons as well. Your continued support is absolutely fantastic. We've just started an Oxygen Not Included series over there as well with the new update and DLC that's just come out. And a big thank you to my 3 latest patrons, Roman Nimbus, Zuby and Yavin McPherson. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all very soon for some more Biscuit Bay. Oh, I love that name.